Hey everybody, greetings from the dank basement, rocking it out this morning with a cup of strong coffee, a little Barbara Carr from her album, I think it's called Bone Me Like You Own Me. Barbara Carr, blues singer. Some good Southern party blues for you. We're gonna stop by Betty P's and we gonna drink it down. If we go to the hole in the wall, we gonna really get on down. We got some fish and chitlins, some possum and some coon. We're gonna eat some possum and some coon and some mussels. Yeah, we're gonna go juke joint jumping. Well, that music has absolutely nothing to do with this snuff, so I don't even know why I chose it this morning. Chef Daniel, once again, Old Mill Snuffs from Tennessee, a little bit further north than where this music comes from. This is kind of Alabama, kind of the Gulf breeze, Pensacola sort of vibe. Going to get a sip of bootleg liquor, she says, huh? Well, let's see if there's any bootleg liquor in this. I don't think there is. This is Black Velvet. It's described as a coffee with some orange zest to it. This is my very first pinch of this. So you and I, don't you love my hair this morning? It's like static cling. It's crazy, man. I'm getting like the blind fro or something. All right, let's get back to this. Yeah, I'm a little hyper. I've had like 5 cups of coffee this morning. I got up at 5. I don't believe it. Went to bed last night at 11. You know, for once, Mrs. Squinty did not snore, so I was able to sleep a good solid 6 hours. She would kill me if she heard me say that. The grind on this is pleasant. It is a medium grind. I think that as he's gone along here, Chef Daniel has gotten a little more consistent and a little more careful with his grind. The first couple of samples I had from a couple of them were pretty rough, pretty uneven, but he's got the grinding and the milling down. This is lovely. It's moist. Excuse me. Boy, do you sure get the orange in the tin. Holy moly. Yes, that's right. I said holy moly. I like the smell. I like the scent of the tin a lot. This is a small tin. He has small, medium, and large tins, which for some obscure reason, known only to him, he measures in milliliters instead of in grams. So either he lacks a scale, which I can't believe, or he's just trying to be contrary and perverse. Daniel, you are contrary and perverse, which is one reason I like you. There's something very reminiscent of right away of like a Mullins to crawling snuff I've had before. Reminiscent, not replicant. God, what does this remind me of? I think this reminds me of the Bon Bon a lot from Mullins to Crawlings, which, by the way, is a brand I need to get back to because they make some pretty astounding snuffs, I think. This is astounding, despite its sort of being reminiscent of Mullins Bon Bon. I'm not getting a lot of coffee in this. What I'm getting primarily is that orange zest, which I like, but there's something else in there. There is another savory herb. I'm sure he's put it in his PDF. I have trouble accessing PDFs. I can do it, but it's a pain in the ass, so I never do, or rarely do. So I haven't read the description of this. There is some other savory in here, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. Yeah, here comes the coffee. Let that orange subside a little bit. Again, the orange is doing for this what bergamot would do for an SP. It's opening up those nostrils, cleansing the nose a little bit. That's the first wave. And after that, you start getting a richer back flavor, a little more coffee. The name Black Velvet is appropriate. I'm sure the snuff is quite dark. I can't see it, of course, but the sensation in the nose is velvety. There is nothing wrong with the nose feel on this. This is not as complex as some of the other Old Mill snuffs, and for that, frankly, I'm grateful. There are times when I don't need to have my nostrils challenged. I want something, while still complex enough to be interesting and multidimensional, I don't want it to turn into an academic exercise called Identify the Aroma. I don't need that. Also, there is nothing in here that gets in the way of a harmonious mix, other than the citrus, which pops right away. It is an incredibly balanced snuff. There is no doubt in my mind you should have some of this. Of the artisan snuffs, Daniel has already taken his place with Nigel from Abraxas, Johnny Scott from Sir Walter Scott's, Joseph Sternecker. He is an artisan snuff maker of the first caliber. You got to get yourself some of this. Yes, it's a 5 out of 5. A bit expensive. Very weird that he vends it in milliliters. It's very weird. I've been meaning to bitch about this for the last 4 or 5 Old Mill reviews I've done. It just makes no sense, Daniel. Everybody else in the world... Yeah, I know. That's why you do it. Okay. I'm going to take another pinch of this. I'd like to take a minute to thank all of my new subscribers. Guys, I appreciate it so much. I'm climbing. And there are great snuff reviewers. I know it's not a competition, but there are a lot of guys you could be watching out here, guys and ladies who could be watching about snuff. And I'm pleased that you've chosen to subscribe to my channel. I hope you also subscribe to, and there is no particular order of preference here. Please subscribe if you're smart to Snuff Begins. Tony Snuff. Tony Snuff is funny. He's good. Cousin Stuffy. He's got some back reviews. Hasn't done a few for a while, but they're good. Kentucky Snuff. Michael does some fantastic reviews. I still consider him to be a neophyte and a beginner, but he is brutally honest and worth watching always. Happy Smoking 100 has recently started doing some snuff reviews, which are always quite entertaining. Let's not forget Murdoch Hendricks. Murdoch is doing some fantastic snuff reviews now, so there are no shortage of reviewers to watch. However, all that being said, there is only one place to get squintified, and that is right here in the dank basement, and I'm glad you figured that out. That shows you're intelligent. Oh, this is good. Black Velvet, Old Mill Artisan Snuffs. If you would like to get your hands on some of this, pretty easy to do. You need to send an email directly to Chef Daniel at oldmillsnuff@gmail.com. That's Old Mill Snuff. This is not an advertisement nor an endorsement. He just makes some good stuff. Thanks for watching, and as always, stick it up your nose.